this year. 19 fast break points is the most against a D1 opponent this season. And now 10-0 this year when leading at the half, and 60-4 when leading at the half under Joe, who we'll start with and then turn it over to you guys.
We had some good stretches. I thought we got off to a good start and played through some foul trouble. And I thought that the one thing, once we got a lead, and we have to correct this, we're doing a better job of taking care of the ball. But we've got to not put ourselves in harm's way with some shot selection periods, which we had a stretch where we were playing pretty well, and then we sort of took our own momentum out by forcing some shots. But we'll get that figured out. I thought we did a little better job of defending for some stretches, and we're also hoping that Lynn, hopefully he'll get healthy. It didn't sound like it was a good deal, but he's a heck of a player. It's unfortunate for him.
First 15 minutes or so really came storming out of the gates. You talked about on Thursday wanting to see more energy, more effort out of these guys. Is that what you want to see?
Yes. Now we need sustained. We play in spurts, and our spurts are good spurts, and then they're bad. We need to negate some of those bad spurts, or not. You don't have to play great, you just don't have to play poorly. And we have where we either play A or D. And we've got to solve that quickly, where we can get to B or C and not go to D.
So I guess the D stretch of the game, then the beginning, last couple minutes of the first half, first 8 or so minutes the second. What was going on there?
There was no rhythm. I mean, we fouled a lot early, within that part of the game, and we didn't get stops. And next thing you know, it's a 6-point game, 4-point game, and a 5-point game, and then we made a couple shots. We had a couple open shots too that we didn't make, and thought they did a good job of throwing the ball inside. They made a couple shots too. We knew they were going to make a run.
In that little second half stretch, how big was Christian when it came to really bringing the energy and kind of turning the tide?
Well, he hit a big three. I mean, that gave us a little bit of a deal. We were able to turn them over a little bit too. We had 9 steals, which I don't know if that's the highest we've had this year, but it seemed like we were in passing lanes, and we were able to get out and run a little bit more.
Brandon, you had a couple big steals in a row there in the first half. Just talked about defense there in the beginning to really set the tone for the game.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to, set the tone defensively and run through passing lanes a little bit, because I know my teammates would have my back on the backside. And so, Coach preached energy, setting the tone on defense, and offense will come to you. So that was our main focus today, being consistent on defense and staying solid.
Zach, how about you? You bombed a couple dunks from, the next county over today. How were you feeling?
Well, I just was taking what the defense gave me. Fortunately, it was dunks. I want to make sure I stayed aggressive, and also my teammates, and just made the right decision.
Coach was talking about rhythm a minute ago. There were about 50 free throws shot over the course of this game. It seemed like it got a little disjointed at times. What does that do when there's a lot of whistles to pace a play to keep you in the groove?
Sometimes it's like time score momentum. It slows the game down, and sometimes when you just go on a run and then you hear a whistle and you think you have the same, adrenaline would be the word, and you'll take a quick shot when you're not offensively in that groove. So just time score momentum and knowing when to take a good shot or get in the set and make a good decision.
Zach, you mentioned that you were just kind of going with what the defense gave you, but was there any extra incentive to be aggressive and really come out strong? And has that been emphasized to you by the coaching staff, just to come out aggressive?
Yeah, definitely. I want to make sure I was more aggressive today. Even spurts, I settled, but I just want to make sure I continue, drive downhill and do what my team needs me to do, and just be aggressive and kind of have it rub on others.
Kind of the same question to you, Joe. Just how important is it for Zach to kind of be aggressive, and does that really change, how you guys are as a team when he is aggressive?
Well, he needs to, I think like we talked about, one of our biggest problems, we have to not predetermine things. And we get in these rhythms where we've almost got in our mind what we're going to do before it happens. I think when we play and when he's aggressive and Brandon's aggressive, I think it helps Christian and those other guys. And, I thought we had pretty good balance for the most part tonight. And, I thought that his energy really got us going.
Lewis was a bit of a problem for you guys inside, especially once the foul started mounting. Was something he was doing? That their game plan was doing, or was it something that Lewis was
Well,
doing?
he's been playing pretty well, and they've early in the games especially they've been throwing the ball to him. They did it the last couple of games, and he got on a little bit of a roll, and they were smart and kept throwing it in there. And we were concerned that if we trapped them, that they would give up 3-point shots. So we just played it straight. We did play through some foul trouble. We thought that I thought Kevin gave us some good minutes in the post, and we essentially but he had a heck of a game.
Did you see exactly what happened to Len?
Just stepped awkwardly in front of our bench. I don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah. So UNF on Wednesday.
Yes.
That always one of the last couple of years. That's been one of the big ones in the conference. What do you think?
Well, they're 4-1. They're off to a great start. Obviously, they're defending conference championship back to back. They won the regular season the last 2 years, so I mean they're off to a good start. Obviously, they've got a terrific all-league player in Dallas Moore and Davenport, and they've got good depth, and they've been playing pretty well so far in conference play.
Have you looked at any film from the beginning of the season on them to now, because they're playing like a completely different team than they were in November?
Well, they were on the road too. I mean, they had some tough road games, which I think is hard to judge. I think that's look at some of the places they play. I don't care who you are. So it's a rough stretch. So I think it's a little bit more indicative of what they are right now.
Brandon, how are you feeling about facing a guy like Dallas Moore?
I'm just looking forward to the challenge. I think all of us, me and Zach, all of our point guards, looking forward to, being able to play against someone, that's good or whatever. They got a great team as well, so I'm just looking forward to the game. I haven't been able to play UNF yet since I've been here, so it should be a good game.
What did you see from last year when you were kind of on the bench watching and not able to play when they faced UNF in the past?
Well, last year I thought that when we were here that we did a pretty good defensive job of, guarding Dallas last year. We was able to, change up our defense and get them in uncomfortable situations, I would say. So, it was nothing much else to it. I had to sit there and watch. Now I'm just ready to play, just take every game a step at a time and approach every game the same way. So,
Zach, your thoughts on North Florida?
Like Coach said, they're obviously a really good team. They won the regular season title 2 years in a row. So we just, like Brandon said, we got to approach them the same way we would approach any other game. They played a lot of tough teams this year. They had a heck of a schedule. And so we just want to make sure we're ready to play.
Joe, how's Mark doing when it comes to just kind of getting back in the groove and just kind of finding his rhythm, finding his kind of spot on this team?
He's doing great. He had some, tough matchups with him. They played small. We ended up having to play him at the 5 some, and just because they played small. So I think those were some deals that put him in a tough spot.
Is he still trying to find his rhythm, or is he just kind of back to normal with you guys?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, I think he has it. He was terrific last weekend. And then matchups, and he had some problems, with some fouls and just some different things today. But I think he's starting to find a little bit.
Tucker has just been incredible off the bench, and today he got the start. How big has his play been, just overall?
Oh, we got good. I mean, he played well off the, obviously started today, but he's been given some good time off the bench. And I think when you get those guys, I mean, we're still trying to find some, I don't think we figured our team out yet, which is part of it. But I think we've got a pretty good idea of who our core guys are, and we just got to have some guys that step in and fill some minutes.
At what point do you want to kind of have that thing figured out?
I would have liked it about a month ago, but I mean, it is what it is. So we'll just keep going, and a lot of it's also been dictated by some matchup things. I mean, obviously today with their small lineup, we had to play it a little bit differently. We've also been able to play big. I mean, there's all different types of things that we'll do based upon who we're playing.
Was that the reason why Trey only got 2 minutes today?
Trey was a little dinged up, so.
Was Rajon starting a matchup decision then?
Yes.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.